developing a hardware that could be a help in terms of to become more efficient. A small improvement that could contribute greatly. It is just it's the same old vertical design. If you can compare it with the this is the old-fashioned that has a lot of technical problems while stacking on each other. You can see that tape is secure each layers, and wire just very difficult to handle, and you would use a great length of wire to do a decent task. In this instant, a lot of the problem of the old day, and instantaneously the layer and the wire being stacking up in a meaningless, messy way has been solved with this with this with this type with this when you handle wire in respect of their pathway and what seems to be natural for them, and what seems to be a reasonable solution, what seems to be an answer to a lot of problem that has been hanging around as we progressed the as we as the progress to make the hardware to approach infinity. More elegant ways to answer the uh, the demand of the machines that at the same that it could reduce the resistance, reduce the issue of overheating, and more easily for once and for all for the machines to run in a unlimited fashions, in these fashions that infinity is possible. What is infinity is without love. So we always say that love is a power source. How? I will try to show what's the power in our fingertips. That we already know the hardware will produce um, uh, produce a huge magnetical fields. So magnetical fields is created when we elegantly approach the energy in the natural pathway. The natural pathway of the energy associates closely to the sacred geometries. So the power in our fingertips, and why this type of hardware is developed that close to our everyday life, and that's close to our daily routines of our basic needs. And what's our basic needs? Well, our basic need is love. How? Prove it. So the power of our fingertips with sacred geometries in mind and to when the sacred geometry is established, the magnetical field follows. Magnetical field follows, and everything else is is achieved. So I will demonstrate it what's possible in this sewing and knitting items. Unlike our hardware, now the capstone in this instant, the capstone is already in place. It's roughly around about here. This work, this to my surprise, it does not work from outward. This work from inward. Where you started is where the capstone is. It's just unlike anything else that we have been constructing, we have been building. So in this instant, you will build a capstone first. There will be no breathing hole, no toroid, but in an instant. So in a moment, I would go straight into it, and you will have a better idea of what I'm talking about. So there will be basically no tool needs. What you need, what the tool what the tool required is nothing. You just need your fingers and your hands. How is it possible? It is all that possible. So so we will start. At what is first unheard of, and what is first thought impossible. And so I will start. So I will progress. And I will carry on and developing this magnetical field. You will say it's a lifeless object. You cannot even pass electricity through it. It's a useless, worthless object. But when you think about it, love is a power source of the whole universe, and the machine you are building claims to approach infinities, which associate with sacred geometry. Now, I have to do it elegantly that I do not forget my steps. If you forget your step, you always can roll back. There will be, when you make an error, you would have a chance to correct it. So the machine we are building approach infinity is right. And what's the reason behind everyone is racing to the 0 point, while the magnetical fields can be developed with no tools, with just your fingers needed. And it's the same magnetical field that we place in our machines. It's staring at you all your life. You even wear it as a clothes, and it stared at you for ages. That you just has not paid attention to it. So I will progress with this magnetical field with no tools, just your hands, just your fingers. This little marker mark start and the end and the beginning of of mark a cycle, where the cycle starts and where the cycle ends, so you will know. I will nearly finish a loop. Yes, this gives a very definite conclusions that why love is the energy source of the universe. Because it's constructed. The finished items will be a gift. The finished what you are seeing this sewing and knitting will be a gift, a present. It never intended to be a weapon. The sacred geometry must be also in the same respect a gift. A gift that you may approach it with no extra, no any. You might approach the sacred geometry as you are. There will be nothing more that would require of you. That was the sacred could be defined as you are. You are already perfect and holy. So we reach the cycle. We reach the end also is where we started. We reach the cycle. So we will do one more loops to finish this sacred journeys. Done. So we will look at now it's a little head. It's an adorable little head with textures. It's way just like our hardware. So you can see its texture. You can see how it is constructed. Those of us who are building the photon class engine. The photon class engine refer it as a nest. Now, if you can use your imagination for the sake of love, this is a nest. This is a dwelling place of a photon. This is why when this is as a gift, when you send it to someone, you're sending a photon of love to your loved ones. It's a nest. Photon is a nest. So the nest of energy, and this gives a very solid conclusion that why love is the energy source of the universe. So you may approach it with no difficulty. You may, as the sacred geometry, the only thing the sacred geometry requires you is as you are. You are already perfect and holy. So, yes, we sometimes have a blueprint. This is the blueprint of the hardware you have just seen a moment ago. It's the infinities. You can see very clearly the infinity going. Simple. Everything is very simple. The power of the whole universe, the magnetic field, is already at your fingertips at any given moment. This is the powers right there.